Here's our top games list for zombie games. Our first game, Dysmantle, is quite unknown but really good. The gameplay in Dysmantle combines resource gathering, combat, and crafting all in an open-world environment that seamlessly mixes survival and construction in a post-apocalyptic world full of zombies. The graphics are quite colorful and the tone is a little bit lighter than in other zombie games of similar genre. The best thing about this game is that each object can be dismantled to obtain materials so you can continue exploring and building. Like most zombie games, you'll have to fight to rebuild the world while facing hordes of the undead. Highly recommended. Now we get to step into a truly devastated steampunk world with one of my favorites, titled They Are Billions. This game was made in Spain and its gameplay mixes real-time strategy and tower defense, challenging you to defend your colony against endless hordes of zombies. The game's kind of like Age of Empires, but in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. In this game, you'll find detailed graphics and an atmosphere that keeps the tension quite high at all times. Each separate game is an intense struggle to expand while protecting your own colony. And of course, every single decision you make is crucial to your survival. If you do make one wrong move, get ready to face the onslaught of thousands of undead. All, of course, while trying to manage your resources to the best of your ability. Now we get to deal with a group of survivors in a post-apocalyptic open world full of zombies, of course, which is the core of State of Decay 2. The gameplay here combines resource management with base building and combat, reminiscent of the Walking Dead series but with more micromanagement. The graphics and the atmosphere are truly immersive, making every decision affect your survival of your community. Keeping the undead at bay is a very complicated task that will require perseverance. And of course, as you build your shelter up, you'll face moral dilemmas and difficult decisions. Let's move on to another classic in zombie games, the Dying Light saga. This game series takes you to a vast open world infested with zombies, where parkour and combat are essential for survival. The gameplay combines urban exploration with hand-to-hand combat and survival gameplay, almost as if Mirror's Edge and The Walking Dead had a scary baby. The graphics and the atmosphere the entire time are pretty fun and full of adrenaline. Each day and night brings different challenges and different dangers, so you'll need to take advantage of the verticality of the environment in order to plan your movements carefully. This is a super fun zombie game. Another great classic of cooperative chaos is the classic title Left 4 Dead, where 4 survivors must fight their way through hordes of zombies. This first-person shooter combines fast action with teamwork and a very frenetic pace that never lets up. The graphics and level design are optimized to keep the tension high, and each campaign is a new challenge full of scares and surprises. The game's director described the game that no 2 games are the same, so each campaign is a different experience each time. Now, we move on to the world of Red Dead Redemption, but not the world of the cowboys that we all know, but instead the world of the game titled Undead Nightmare. This transforms the Wild West into a zombie-laden hellscape. The gameplay retains combat and exploration of the original Red Dead titles, but adds hordes of undead and supernaturals to kill. The graphics here and the atmosphere are both pretty dark and pretty immersive, offering a rather terrifying but also quite humorous version of the West. And every town and ranch is a potential battlefield with unique weapons and strategies for facing zombies, adding a new layer of strategy. And yeah, headshots count as a strategy. Another game you're sure to know about is called Project Zomboid, which challenges anyone to survive in an open world infested with zombies with gameplay focused on resource management and long-term survival. The game's isometric graphics and minimalist atmosphere are simple but very effective for the game's experience. Like most zombie games, every decision from foraging for food to building shelters can determine your character's fate. The game simulates daily life in an apocalypse where permanent death is always lurking, so get ready for a brutally realistic experience. Another really well-known zombie game is Dead Rising 4, where you find yourself in a zombie-infested shopping mall with the mission of rescuing your daughter and, of course, surviving yourself. The Dead Rising series has gameplay that combines creative combat with any object that you can find and also timed missions. The graphics are pretty vibrant and the atmosphere is always chaotically fun. Each decision is an opportunity to create improvised weapons, and the need for resources adds an extra layer of tension to all the killing. We couldn't make a list like this without talking about the Walking Dead games by Telltale Games, where you get to live out an intense story in a world infested with zombies. The gameplay in these games focuses on decision-making and character development rather than combat itself. The comic-style graphics and gripping narrative easily immerse anyone into the world of The Walking Dead with each passing second. Each decision affects the story and the characters' fates, of course, preparing you to face moral dilemmas and heart-wrenching moments at any given moment. Some games are simple but a lot of fun, like our next game titled Yet Another Zombie Defense. In this game, you get to defend yourself against hordes of zombies in frantic-paced games. The gameplay combines third-person shooting and building defenses with very simple but effective graphics. The action is always fast, with each night bringing tougher waves, and you get to invest in better weapons and defenses in order to survive. Now let's move on to a game with even more frantic cooperative combat, Killing Floor. This game, with 2 installments already, allows you to face waves of mutant creatures on a variety of maps. The gameplay combines first-person shooting with teamwork and money management, with graphics and atmosphere that are truly very gory and very adrenaline-pumping. In each round, you get to upgrade your arsenal and your skills, eventually facing up against terrifying bosses per map with your team. Another really common zombies game is, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, with 3 separate installments, but I personally think the best one was the first game. All of them offer a wave-based survival experience with a military shooter twist. The gameplay combines first-person shooting and strategy to maintain the barriers and survive an intense and action-packed atmosphere. Each map brings you new weapons and secrets to discover, and in each map you'll get to face hordes of increasingly difficult undead while cooperating with friends to achieve high scores. A very little known but really good game where you must rebuild and defend a city after a zombie breakout is titled Infection-Free Zone. The gameplay combines urban management strategy and defense against waves of zombies. The graphics and atmosphere are realistic and detailed, with every decision about resources and defenses affecting the survival of your citizens. You, of course, must manage supplies, build defenses, and fight to keep your area safe from infection. Another pretty well-known zombie game that is an excellent game is Days Gone. This puts you in the shoes of a biker in a zombie apocalypse, where the gameplay combines combat with exploration and survival in an ever-changing environment. The graphics and atmosphere are detailed and immersive, with each day and each night bringing new dangers and opportunities. So get ready to get on your motorcycle and face the hordes of zombies as you discover the story of a world in total ruins. And we couldn't make this list without passing up Unturned, where you get to explore a zombie-filled open voxel world with a focus on survival and creativity. Unturned's gameplay combines resource gathering with building and combat using minimalistic graphics. Each place and object can be useful for your survival. You can form alliances or face other players in a multiplayer environment. Although visually simple, this game hides a strategic depth that can keep anybody hooked. If there's a game missing on this list that you thought would be on this list, why don't you let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll leave another top list video on the screen that I know you'll love.